Okay, but if you don't give a valid reason for that, then we have to look at it in a negative light, don't we?
No, you're making inferences on somebody's, what's the word, standing up for their right to privacy, right to private thoughts, and you're making negative inferences from that. Only a court and a jury can do that. You're not under the power to do that. You're not.
But you can see where it's suspicious.
No.
Okay.
I think suspicious is 5 constables coming out and accosting a man for doing illegal activity. I think it's intimidating. I can guarantee you none of these are. And plus, you don't own the airspace, so flying a drone over would not count as trespassing. The only time flying a drone over would count as trespassing is if I were within a airspace which you would be expected to reasonably enjoy as part of your premises, which I would say from the top of your building down, I would say would be reasonably within your expectation to enjoy your airspace. Higher than that, it wouldn't be trespassing. So try again, Sergeant. Don't make up bullshit.
Okay.
You're not going to win this.
Alright guys, this confrontation kicks off outside a UK police station after an auditor challenges officers over what appears to be an abuse of emergency lights while parked illegally for lunch. Instead of focusing on the complaint itself, the officers immediately shift attention onto the man holding the camera. And this is where things escalate fast. The sergeant begins questioning why the auditor moved around the station and starts implying suspicious behavior without identifying any actual offense. But the auditor stays calm, direct, and razor-sharp with every response. He repeatedly forces the conversation back to one issue: lawful authority. Every time vague restrictions around police stations are mentioned, he demands legislation to support it. And when the sergeant cannot provide a single law, the confidence instantly begins draining out of the encounter. What started as a complaint about officer conduct quickly transforms into a tense power struggle where unsupported authority gets exposed in real time.
Who are you, sorry, Sergeant?
My name's Sergeant Leaper.
And your collar number there, Sergeant?
154 Charlie Echo.
154 Charlie Echo. Lovely, thank you. You're based here, are you?
Yep.
Brilliant, cool, thank you. So once this is gaggle of whatever is all dissipated, I would like to report something to you. But yeah.
Okay, you don't get to tell me who can and can't stay here. If you're not willing to speak to me here, first you can make an appointment. But what I was told there's an issue with a driving offence originally. Is that correct?
Yes, there is. So that's been reported to you. Yes, yeah. So that's why I was reading out your registration, because they were in the vehicle that you were in now at the time.
Okay. So what issue do you have with someone's driving?
So when I arrived here at Bethnal and I came out of the tube station, you got the Sainsbury's local just down the road there.
Yeah.
There were 2 constables parked on double yellow lines opposite side of the road with their lights on. Okay. So I thought, oh, maybe something's going on. So I stood around to see what's going on. Yeah. And I see them going to the Sainsbury's. So I thought, oh, maybe something's happened at the Sainsbury's. Okay. So I start recording, and turns out they just went in to buy their lunch. Okay. Now, obviously, that's not acceptable for constables to use their lights, to park on double yellow lines, to go buy their lunch. I understand that you need breaks. I understand that you need to eat. Okay. You're human. I get it. Okay. But you're not allowed to abuse your lights in order to do that, are you? Okay. As soon as they realised that I was recording their vehicle, the female driver comes out, turns the lights off, moves the vehicle. I see the male constable walking down the road, so I follow him and I ask him, why did that happen? He's like, I wasn't the driver. I was like, doesn't matter. You had every right to say to the driver, let's not park here, let's find somewhere proper to park and let's not abuse our lights. I tried to get the collar number of the female driver. I tried to get her collar number and ask her why she was doing that. Okay. Just blank refused to even acknowledge me, basically. Okay. And yeah, it was in the registration of the vehicle that these two just came in, and it was at 11:37. Okay. Okay. Well,
that's something I can do. It's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you come around the back trying to film officers going in and out of the station.
No, you're making an assumption that that's what I was recording, aren't you?
Okay. Well, what are you doing here then? Because you said we're told to wait in the front, officer was coming around to deal with you, and then you come round here. So I can only make an assumption that you're trying to do something that we were asked to wait, and I was coming down to deal with you. So
well, they said it would be a long wait, so I thought I'd come around here for a bit and wait, and then go back round and.
But then, the logic then is, if you leave and you come back again, you can't expect to be in the same position in the queue.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So why are you here waiting then instead of waiting around at the front?
Because she said it would be a long wait.
Okay. But then, why did you come down here to wait instead of wait back in the front office?
Because this is where I wanted to stand and wait.
Okay. There are specific prohibitions around police stations.
Are there?
Yes, there are.
What prohibitions are those? That's the word you were looking for.
Okay, yeah. I don't need to tell them to you verbatim.
Well, no, but if you can give me the gist of what they are and give me some sort of legislation.
It's sort of like, without going off the top of my head, I don't know exactly.
Exactly, because it's bullshit and you're making it up off the top of your head.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, Sergeant. Well, don't talk.
Now the pressure ramps up even further as the sergeant tries reframing public filming as suspicious activity. He argues that lingering outside a police station without giving a valid reason forces officers to view the situation negatively. But guys, the auditor absolutely dismantles that logic. He points out that standing silently in public and refusing to explain private thoughts is not a crime, and only a court can make negative inferences, not random officers fishing for suspicion. The atmosphere becomes increasingly uncomfortable as multiple officers surround him while he calmly questions why so many constables are needed for a completely lawful activity. Then the body camera issue explodes into the discussion. The auditor immediately cites Metropolitan Police policy stating officers should announce recordings whenever possible. And honestly, this is where preparation completely crushes bluff authority. The sergeant tries interrupting and regaining control, but the auditor refuses to surrender the conversation or accept unsupported directives.
It's like, for example, Palace of Westminster. You can't just walk into Palace of Westminster.
Not into, no.
Exactly.
But I can film it from the outside.
The same thing as a police station. You're not allowed to just wander around police station, linger outside.
Yes, you are. There's no offensive loitering in this country. I'm in public, on a public pavement, so yes, I can stand here for as long as I want to do. Filming and photography is not a crime. Okay. I can stand here and do that for as long as I want to do it.
Okay, but if you don't give a valid reason for that, then we have to look at it in a negative light, don't we?
No, you're making inferences on somebody's, what's the word, standing up for their right to privacy, right to private thoughts, and you're making negative inferences from that. Only a court and a jury can do that. You're not under the power to do that. You're not.
But you can see where it's suspicious.
No.
Okay.
I think what I think suspicious is 5 constables coming out and accosting a man for doing illegal activity. I think it's intimidating. I think there's no need for it. You could have come out by yourself or with your partner. 2 people would have been sufficient. Do I look like a big guy? Do I look like I'm going to try and fight you?
Sufficiency, that's up to me to decide as well.
Well, it's up to me to decide how long sufficient for me to stand here doing what I'm doing, isn't it? Any of you recording me, by the way? All of you. Is there any reason that none of you verbally announced that you're recording me? Yes, you do.
No, you
College of Policing.
No, you don't.
Home Office.
No, you don't.
The Metro. Do you want me to bring up I'll tell you what. I've actually got this on my phone because I looked at it this morning. All right. I'll bring it up for you. Files. Skip. Docs. All right. This is from the Metropolitan Police, not just any force. All right, okay. This is from September 2020. This was a review date of it, so it's not that long ago.
2 years. But, okay.
But yeah, but not like I said. The 2014 is the College of Policing one, so it's more recent than that. It's recent enough. Okay. All police officers and police staff, including the extended police family and those working voluntarily. Sorry, so that's the wrong paragraph. Here we go. Body-worn video is an overt system and should not be used for covert recording other than in exceptional circumstances and where the necessary authorities have been granted. As body-worn video is overt recording, officers must declare, wherever possible, when they are commencing audio and video recording during each and every encounter.
Wherever possible.
And where has it not been possible in this situation? Have you come out and tackled me to the ground, detaining me physically? You've had every opportunity. Well, you're not actually recording, so you don't have a camera. But all 5 of you, since we've been here, have had every opportunity to come. Hi, sir. Just to let you know, you're being audio and visually recorded for my protection and your protection. And that's all pretty much all you need to say, isn't it?
If you let me finish.
No, I don't want to let you finish. Sergeant, go away. I'm done with you. No, you're dismissed.
No, you don't get to dismiss.
I do get to dismiss you.
If you dismiss me, that's not your capacity to say. It's an inspector or above. Okay?
At this point, the interaction becomes a legal chess match. The sergeant keeps probing for motives, hinting at privacy concerns and vague dangers linked to filming officers or recording number plates. Yet every argument collapses the moment the auditor demands an actual legal basis. Instead of defending himself emotionally, the auditor strategically forces officers to identify lawful powers, offenses, or grounds for suspicion. And that changes everything. The sergeant repeatedly talks around the issue, but the auditor keeps dragging the discussion back to caution thresholds, lawful authority, and public rights. Guys, this is where knowledge becomes extremely dangerous for weak authority figures because vague implications stop working when somebody actually understands policy and legislation. The officers appear increasingly frustrated while the auditor remains composed, confident, and relentless. Every attempt to paint ordinary filming as suspicious gets shut down with direct legal reasoning and calm persistence that steadily dismantles the officer's narrative on camera.
How do I not?
Pays money, pays their wages.
Yeah, and you're accusing me of not paying my tax?
Okay, but we police on behalf of Her Majesty's government.
And His Majesty's government.
That's correct. My mistake. Her Majesty's government.
His Majesty's government. You just said it again.
Okay. Her Majesty. His Majesty's.
There we go.
Not for you.
Have you been drinking today, Sergeant? Your cognitive abilities appear to be impaired.
No, I haven't been drinking.
Are you sure? Would you submit to a breathalyzer?
Yes, I would submit to a breathalyzer.
Could somebody got a breathalyzer, please?
They're not for. Not for roadside tests. We're not a roadside. It's not a roadside test.
Okay. So you wouldn't submit to one if they were willing to go get one. You wouldn't submit to it then, because you're saying you would, but then you're saying tell them not to go get one.
These officers, you do not have the power to compel anyone to do a breathalyzer test.
You don't have the power to compel me to do anything, but you still stood here trying to give me directives, trying to make up bullshit.
I'm trying to talk to you.
Make up bullshit.
No, not at all.
Make up bullshit.
He simply asked you why, when you were trying to make a complaint at front office, he's come round to the back.
Because I told you that's where I wanted to stand.
Okay, but we're trying to understand why.
Well, you can continue to understand what you want to try and understand.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen now. I'm going to tell you the details that you've got of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and deal with that.
Well, I mean, he's just come in on it, so he can show you exactly. It's BX18, BZA, I think? Possibly.
Again, please.
So I'll wait for the motorbike to go. It's a nice bike, though, actually.
See, my issue...
Suzuki, nice.
My issue with that, for example, that might
Handle
be
guards. Handle guards, nice. Right.
So he has a right to privacy,
but
he doesn't have a right for you to film him coming out of his place of work.
So can I request that police officers never film my registrations?
If they have a valid police reason for so, they can.
But you don't, do you? Because you walk around, you literally drive around with the ANPR cameras on while your vehicles are running. So you're not driving around with a specific reason. Number plates are owned by the DVLA, not by people. They are in the public domain. They are there for a reason. There is no offence of filming somebody's number plate. Okay,
the ANPR cameras on vehicles, there's a very limited amount. I guarantee you there's only maximum 2 vehicles in there that have access to that system. And not on all the time.
Okay.
Officers have to do a specific training course to have access to the system, the ANPR system. It's like a login system.
So what are you assuming that I can do with that number plate?
Well, I don't know. For example, you can find out where the officer lives. He has a right to privacy.
How can I find out where he lives? All I can check is whether that vehicle is MOT'd and taxed. That's all I can find out legally. So unless you're implying that I'm trying to do something illegal, and at which point I suggest you to caution me under your pace. If you think I'm doing something illegal and committing an offence, you need to caution me.
Officers have a right to privacy. Okay?
Not in public, they don't. No more than anybody else. You're all recording me now, and I've never said that you can't. The only issue I had is that none of you let me know. I'm not saying you can't record me, because I am in public, and under common law, you're allowed to do it. Same way that I'm allowed to do it.
Which I'm assuming you're doing now?
Pardon?
I'm assuming you're doing now?
That's my...
Now things explode into full confrontation territory once drones enter the discussion. The auditor announces he plans to fly a drone over the area, and the sergeant instantly starts making claims about protected sites, trespassing, and restricted airspace. But this is where the entire encounter completely falls apart. The auditor immediately counters with Civil Aviation Authority guidance, protected site legislation, and precise explanations about airspace law. Guys, the sergeant confidently talks over him at first, but the moment statutes and aviation rules get cited directly, the balance of power shifts hard. The auditor explains that police stations are not automatically protected sites and that flying over airspace is not trespassing in the way the sergeant claims. Every bluff gets exposed one by one. The tension becomes obvious because authority is now being corrected publicly, in detail, and on camera. Calm legal knowledge starts overpowering rank, repetition, and intimidation in real time.
Bizarre.
What's the registration of this vehicle?
I think it was Bravo... I don't know what X is. What's X? What's the...
X-ray.
X-ray, there we go. That makes sense. 18, Bravo, Zulu, Alpha, I believe. And as I said, this Constable 3768 Charlie Echo was just driving in on it, so I'm sure he can show you exactly which one it was on the way in.
I will go and deal with that then. Do you want the details of what's happened to that recording? Would you like to have a notification what's that result of that?
No, because you're going to want details for it.
Well, I will,
yeah, exactly. Exactly, so no.
So is there anything else I can help with that?
I mean, like I said, you can leave about 20 minutes ago.
Okay. Well, I leave all the officers leaving. What are you going to do now?
As I've already said, Susan, I'm going to take a drone over.
You can't fly a drone over?
I absolutely can.
No, you can't.
I absolutely can.
No, you can't. That's protected premises.
It's absolutely not.
It is.
It's funny that because the CAA, Altitude Angel, and NATS all completely disagree with you on that one. Are you going to argue with that? Are you going to argue with the Civil Aviation Authority?
And what I'm going to do is find the police protection.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the weight of your drone out of curiosity?
That's my business as well.
If it's over £250, then you can't.
I'm aware of the legislation, thank you.
Especially over people.
I'm aware of the legislation, thank you.
Which there are people in the yard.
I'm aware of the legislation, thank you.
I'm sure you are. That's
Thank
why I was
you.
asking what drone it is.
Yeah. And I know what drone it is, and I know that I'm within legislation, so I'm fine.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you. You guys got a shit reputation here, and this is why people keep coming. And this is exactly why people keep coming. This situation right here.
So, Trespass Protected Sites, sections 128 to 131, the Serious Organised Crime Police Selection Act 2005.
Yeah, police stations aren't involved in that, I'm afraid. There's a list of about 7 places in the UK that are covered by that. MI6 would be one of them, for example.
It's Crown Lands.
Yeah, not all Crown Land, specific Crown Land. And I suggest you look up which sites are protected. And I can guarantee you none of these are. And plus, you don't own the airspace. So flying a drone over would not count as trespassing. The only time that flying a drone over would count as trespassing is if I were within a airspace which you would be expected to reasonably enjoy as part of your premises, which I would say from the top of your building down, I would say would be reasonably within your expectation to enjoy your airspace. Higher than that.
Alright guys, this final section becomes brutally uncomfortable for the officers involved. The sergeant attempts one last angle by questioning drone line of sight requirements and hinting at licensing powers, but the auditor absolutely tears those claims apart using aviation regulations and simple geometry. Then the emotional side of the encounter surfaces as officers reference recent attacks on police and difficult working conditions. But the auditor makes his position crystal clear: respect must be earned through conduct, not demanded through authority alone. He explains that calm, respectful communication would have produced a completely different interaction from the beginning. Instead, repeated attempts to intimidate, invent restrictions, and push unsupported directives destroyed any goodwill instantly. The auditor refuses to back down, refuses to be bullied out of lawful activity, and keeps exposing every weak legal argument thrown at him. By the end, the officers retreat without achieving anything, while the camera captures another example of legal knowledge completely dismantling unsupported authority.
Yes, I do.
Right, okay, so imagine this, right? I'm not approaching you in an aggressive way, right? But imagine this, right? I'm stood here, I can't see horizontally, right? But if I'm flying a drone, and the drone's up there, right, I've got a pretty good line of sight. If I go to the other side of the street, that gives me a greater angle and a greater line of sight. That's how maths works. Would you like any more free lessons? Or should I start charging you?
Not patronise me, to be honest.
Well, I'd rather you bugger off. And stop talking shit that you don't know anything about. Don't make up legislation to try to stop me from doing illegal activity.
What I would say is that I believe if you are caught with a drone, you have to provide the licence.
Nope, only if you suspect me of committing there's a very specific list of offences under the ANO 2016 which you would need to reasonably suspect me of committing for you to be able to demand any sort of information. So, again, just stop talking shit. Yeah.
I'm asking a question, I'm sorry. I'm not talking shit.
It's not my job to stand here and educate you on the law, is it? I know my law because I read up on it. It's embarrassing that when a member of the public knows more about legislation than you do. Embarrassing. You're a sergeant.
Yes, and we have a very wide range of issues to deal with.
Yeah, you do.
I don't have access to drone information.
Well, perhaps when you looked up your phone about the trespassing issue, which you were trying to enforce about the drone, perhaps you should try looking up legislation before you start throwing it out and actually seeing if your suspicions and what you may think is actually accurate before you start going accusing members of the public of doing shit wrong. How about that for a start?
Are you finished?
No, I'm not. I'm not finished until you bugger off.
Well, if you're allowed to stand here, I'm allowed to stand here.
Well, the longer you stand here, the longer I'm standing here, so I've got all day, to be honest with you. No wonder you guys are under special measures.
I would say you are being quite offensive in two of my colleagues were stabbed over the weekend.
Pardon?
Two of our colleagues were stabbed over the weekend.
Right.
And we've just done the largest police operations since the 1950s with regards to the Queen's funeral.
Okay.
Just say your demeanour comes across, as you said, as a psychologist, as quite disrespectful when officers do put their lives on the line.
I don't owe any respect to anybody who's going to come out authoritatively with directives and not approach in the right way. I'm actually quite an amenable person. You come to me with the respect that a member of the public deserves from a constable, and you'll get that back from me. You come out the way your constables came out, you're going to get this from me. So you will get the respect that you give. You don't automatically deserve respect. And if you're not in a headspace to approach a member of the public properly because of the job that you've been doing, you need to take personal leave for a personal day, because it is your job to come into work every single day and treat every single member of the public with the respect that they deserve, regardless of what else you've been doing on duty, regardless of it.
Okay, so I think you'll find that we spoke to you and asked you what you were doing here.
Yeah, and when I decided that I didn't want to tell you, I didn't raise my voice at you at that point. At that point I said, I don't want to answer you, I don't want to tell you anything. No, but then at that point, you keep pushing, you keep trying to give directives, and then your sergeant comes out trying to make up bullshit, and I won't have it. I won't be intimidated out of exercising my rights. It just won't happen. It's never going to happen.
I think we've done what we can do here.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck all. So yeah, it's called the Walk of Shame. You should cover that pin, Sergeant. That wasn't very secure, was it?
This closing stretch says everything about the encounter you just watched. The sergeant entered the interaction with confidence, numbers, and authority, but left exposed by someone who understood the law better than the officers trying to enforce it. The auditor never needed threats, aggression, or emotional outbursts to win control of the situation. Instead, he relied on policy documents, aviation law, public filming rights, and direct questioning that repeatedly forced officers to justify themselves properly. And guys, that is exactly why these encounters matter. The moment authority cannot clearly explain the law it is trying to enforce, public confidence begins collapsing immediately. What we witnessed here was not just an argument about drones or filming, it was a live demonstration of how calm persistence and legal awareness can neutralize intimidation in front of a camera. Knowledge stayed steady, bluff authority cracked under pressure, and every second of it was captured on film.